Hello everybody. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded some videos, but it's been a very busy time for me. So I'm actually going to do 3 reads because there's a lot of people asking me for updates regarding Summer Wells, Michael Vaughn, and Suzanne Morphew. So I'm going to do 3 reads. So over the next few days, the 3 of those reads are going to come out. The first one that we are going to do is I want to jump into, I'm being pulled for the Suzanne Morphew. So I'm going to do an updated read on Suzanne Morphew, and we're going to ask, how she's feeling right now. Is her remains going to be found? What the defense is trying to do and stuff like that, and see what more information that we can get, maybe what is going to be still to come. The next 2 days for the preliminary hearing for Barry are on the 23rd and 24th of August, and I will be covering those live. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. It's right down here somewhere. Hit the notification bell so you're made aware when I do updated reads and when I go live, etc. And please give the video a like. So we're going to jump into this, and we're going to ask Spirit of Suzanne Morphew to please come through. Let us know. We're just going to get an overall of what she's thinking, maybe what is still to come. I know that there was some shocks that came out with the first 2 days of the preliminary. Just anything she wants to share with us. Okay, so right away we have mermaid in a koi pond. We have a beautiful little worm. And we have the mermaid of immersion. Okay, so we're going to start off with the beautiful little worm. Okay, and with this, it talks about taking care of yourself. Okay, so she's telling me that all she wanted to do was take care of herself. She didn't feel like Barry was taking care of her or really was concerned about what was happening in her life or even really how she felt. Okay, the mermaid of immersion is telling me that she didn't have that complete commitment from him. So she basically kind of turned the tables a little bit. So I think she's talking maybe about the affair that she had. And I want to put this out there. Just because Suzanne had an affair, this was not a sexual affair. I think this was more for Suzanne of somebody that would actually listen to her and care about how she was and how she was feeling and stuff. Like a complete commitment almost to her well-being. Okay? So I'm not going to put up with anybody coming on my channel and victimizing Suzanne over again. She's not here to defend herself, number one. And also, she is a victim, regardless. Even if Barry had walked in their bedroom and found her in bed with somebody else, did not give him the right to commit murder, okay? Suzanne may have, done things that went against her vows, but she did not do anything criminal. Barry did. Okay, so I'm not going to stand for anybody victim bashing Suzanne or Jeff, okay? As we know, there was things that came out about, some things that Barry had said and done, like putting her in that closet and holding her by a throat and putting a gun to his head and asking her, is this what you want? Stuff like that. Like she was trying to take care of herself and protect herself. I think that she knew that he was a time bomb waiting to explode. If you go back to one of my very first reads over a year ago, everything that's coming out in this preliminary is in that read, okay? I do believe that Suzanne was very afraid of him. She knew his explosive temper, that he may be hidden well from others around him. So this is the beautiful little worm. This is her trying to, protect herself and have people around her that she was telling what was going on. So if anything did happen to her, and obviously it did, that people would know. Okay? So a mermaid in a koi pond. This talks about rediscovering your individuality and becoming the dragon. Okay, so she wanted to take back control of her own life. She felt that Barry was the dragon that she needed to slay because he was more or less keeping her sick. So these are all making sense. So she chose to do what she did. She wanted out. So what, there's one that flipped over here. So what was the breaking points? You know, how much of what came out in the preliminary is factual that Suzanne will maybe tell us about. We got the wolf moon. We got the butterfly ferrets. And we got Once Upon a Midnight Dreary. Okay? Excuse me. Okay, so the Once Upon a Midnight Dreary talks about being a genius creativity-wise, and I believe she's talking about the spy pen, okay? This also talks about writing. So I think that she really did contemplate and made a list of all the reasons. I think, like I've always told anybody that's come to me for advice relationship-wise, weigh your pros and cons, staying and leaving, etc. She's saying that yes, she did. She did that, and she had chose that she had to get creative to have proof of what was happening, because I think Barry was very two-faced, wore the mask, was one way in front of other people, was one way at home. And we all know that you can't judge a book by its cover, and you don't know what goes on in the home. Well, she's telling us right here, she had to get creative, and that's why I believe she got the spy pen, to try and have some kind of evidence about what Barry had been up to, because just like now, there's a lot of people out there that are believing Barry's crap, and it's like unbelievable, unbelievable. So like 2 days before, like when she was saying like it was it, she wanted to end things civilly, she made her list. That list was kept in a journal that they found. She also spoke with other people, her sister, her friend, and a male interest, I'm going to say, and let them know what was going on and why she was making the choices that she made. She knew she had to get creative, and she knew. Okay, so she's bringing that out here too. She had to let people know what was going on, even though she was a very private person, and it hurt her. She says it hurt her deeply to have to share this, but it's the only way she could protect herself. Okay, and the butterfly ferrets is talking about being reborn. She wanted a new start. That was it. Like, she was done. Okay, the Wolfman, I'll watch over you. I believe that this is talking about her male interest, Jeff. Okay, I think that he was giving her that attention and was giving her the care and understanding that she had been looking for from her husband, and she wasn't getting it. And she also, you know, I think was very eager to maybe get into a relationship with this guy so he could help protect her from Barry. Okay. So that's why I think a lot of that too was feeling protective by another male is what she's bringing out. She felt very safe with Jeff. Woo. Amethyst of the Forest, Poet's Brave Flight, and the Snake Princess. Okay, so the Poe's Brave Flight is talking about she wasn't going to let fear stop her this time. Okay? That she was done. She just wanted out, and even though she knew that Barry was going to lose his crap, she wasn't going to let her fear stop her this time. If you can see the bottom, it says here, you will not let fear stop you this time. So I think that she had contemplated leaving him before, and maybe they had discussions about that. And, you know, we know that he had made all kinds of promises that, you know, he was going to get better and whatever, but he didn't. It got worse. So that was it. She wasn't going to let the fear of, you know, what the fallout of this was going to be. She was just going to do it. Okay, she wanted to be independent and free. The Amethyst of the Forest talks about being independent and free. She just wanted to be independent. She wanted to be free. Look at this. Isn't this ironic that this deer comes up, moose, whatever this is, with the horns, with the antlers? She wanted to be free of all this death that was around her. Even if you see the house, he had all these animals that he killed. He had their heads, he had their antlers. She wanted to be free of it all. She wanted to be independent. She wanted to be free of it all. I think that she was constantly surrounded with a death-like energy being from all these animals, because I see the animals are surrounding her. And that more or less told her a lot about Barry. Okay, he knew how to gut animals and everything, and he did the same thing to Suzanne, I believe. I believe she was gutted like an animal, and I believe that this is what she's bringing out. He gutted her. So I believe that she was taken from the house. There could have been that dart, that tranquilizer dart that was the cap that was found. This could be bringing it up here, where she was tranquilized maybe like an animal and gutted like an animal. And I think that tranquilizing her gave him the opportunity with no fight, because if he would have just tried to grab her and take her elsewhere to do something to her, there would have been scratches on him. She would have fought back type thing. So he tranquilized her. So she was easy to move. And I think he gutted her. I'm sorry, but she's showing me these dead animals all around her. I think he gutted her. And I think she was in multiple places. Okay, we also got the Snake Princess. It talks about the path to power. And you see the snake, no matter what she tried to do, the snake was always there. And I think she's talking about Barry. He is the snake. She's affirming that, yes, Barry is responsible. It doesn't matter what they try and say in court. She says that the truth is going to be told and it's going to be believed. We're going to change decks in a minute here. Excuse me, you guys. We got the little owl one. We got the little loyal guardian. And we got the fairy ring. Okay, so with the a loyal guardian, I believe that this is, again, speaking about Jeff. She felt safe with him. She felt that he was there to protect her. I think that he helped get her through a lot of things, and, you know, brought her out of that depression and gloom that she was in, almost like saving her. Okay, because I do think that she's telling me she thought about suicide. So I think that she really did think about suicide. I think she got that depressed that she did think about taking her own life. And I believe that Jeff pulled her out of that. So there may be things that come out there where maybe in some of the journals or whatever that they are going to find. But I do think that she contemplated suicide, and he brought her out of that. I think that he really gave her the feeling of protection. Okay. Okay, so the little Olin, she's saying that everything is light as a feather now. So she does believe that that Barry is going to be found guilty. She feels very light now, especially now that it has come out regarding Jeff. She feels like she's got no more secrets. Okay, and that was a big secret she kept. But she's saying that she feels light as a feather now. She says that it happened under the cover of darkness. I am getting water still. She is near water or in water by a big tree. And I feel it does go down a bit. And it's well hidden. This area is well hidden. But she is near water, and she's near this big tree. But she says she feels very light now. She's glad that this is coming out, and she's glad that this came out, because now she has nothing, no more secrets. You know what I mean? The fairy ring, it talks about rapid movements. So I think that she was trying to run away from him. You can see here a mouse who's very fast, a rabbit that's very fast. You see furniture. You see her swinging. It's almost like she did everything to try and, you know, please him. And you see now she's moving on to a different stage where she's ready to leave. And here's her frog prints. I believe that this is, you know, almost within her reach. Her frog prints, Jeff. But things moved quick, she said. I do believe that he chased her. I do believe that he hit her with that tranquilizer gun. Okay, so let's go into another deck. We're going to use the shadows and light to see what more we can get. Maybe help us where she is. If those, we'll ask some specific questions and see what we get from these. I haven't started yet, guys, so I just want to get these shuffled up good. Let's ask some specific questions and see what we can get. Suzanne, maybe if you can help tell us where you are. Any information, Suzanne, that you can bring to us? So I got strangely lonely. I got fairy of the green world, which usually talks about some forms of jealousy. And untimely. Untimely, the blue tells me about not only sadness, but about death, okay? You turn blue and purple and whatever when you pass. You can see the skulls here. But she's saying that with death comes rebirth. So she's in a new type of world now that she's trying to learn, okay? I don't think she's still quite comfortable where she is, and I don't think she's going to be until her remains are found, until she's given a proper burial and is put to rest. The fairy of the green world tells me about a lot of envy, jealousy. I think that there was a lot of envy and jealousy in the relationship, as we know. I think what she's saying here is Barry was very jealous of what Suzanne would get from the divorce. We know automatically that $500,000 inheritance automatically went back to Suzanne. That was not split. So any profits from the sale of house or properties or anything like that, $500,000 automatically would go right back to Suzanne. That did not have to be split. And then the split of the rest of the assets, I think that that was poison to him. She was poison to him because she was going to get more than what he got. And I think that, you know, he was also like, nobody leaves me, I decide. And by Suzanne deciding that she was taking this step, I think that sealed her fate with him. The strangely lonely, holding on to way too tight. I feel like she's telling us that the only reason that Barry even stayed with her was for the money. Okay, we're gonna ask about this money that's gone missing. Suzanne, did you take that money? I think Suzanne would have had more than enough. I do know she had her own separate bank account that she had made. And like when you're ready to leave someone, any woman that's left an abusive relationship, any $20, $30, $40, $50 that you can get, you hide away, because you're going to need that money when you leave. So you're not leaving, you know, empty-handed type thing until things can be settled. So I don't blame her for that, and I do not think that that should be used against her. And that card went flying. Let me just grab it. So let's see what she has to say about this so-called 70,000 that was missing. Okay, so we got the ghost of the pumpkin patch. We got the eclipse mermaid. And we got the voodoo in blue. Okay, so there was a powerful energy shift. And I believe that when Suzanne had mentioned to Barry that that was it, she just wanted to end the relationship civilly. He knew that that meant splitting the assets, and he also knew that 500,000 was going directly to Suzanne before that doesn't get split. So I think there was a powerful energy shift, and that power went to Barry to do something to protect that money. I believe that this was all about saving face and money. Money, 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 money. Barry knew that he was going to lose a lot when Suzanne left, okay? The ghost of the pumpkin patch. This is Suzanne, and this is Suzanne telling us that, you know, she just wanted out. She wanted to, you know, count the blessings that she had, that she still had left, which was her daughters. She had an unfathomable amount of love for her daughters. And I think that it's really hurting her. I'm just going to leave that there. I think what's going on regarding her daughters is really hurting her. They were her greatest blessing. The only good thing she said that came out of the marriage was her daughter, she says. But this energy shift, that was Barry, okay? I've got the voodoo in blue. This is telling me about, I think she knew. I think Barry did tell her that he was not going to let her go. The voodoo blue talks about back off. I think there was last words said to Suzanne, because she's telling me from the other side now, okay? Ghost of the pumpkin patch. She's telling me that he warned her. He gave her an ultimatum. So I don't know if there's recordings of this anywhere, but she's telling me that he gave her an ultimatum before he killed her. He did kill her. Before he killed her, I'm feeling as he's yelling at her, he's telling her, you better not do this or I'll kill you. And I think she said that she was leaving. She wanted a divorce. The energy shift came in. So I think, I'm hoping that there is some kind of recordings regarding this, because I do think that there was a lot of threats made just before he did what he did to her. Okay, so we're still asking Suzanne about the money. Was there any money in that safe that went missing, and did you take it? Fairy of the Highlands. The Three Fates. And funny with this, okay, where she's saying back off, almost like trying to tell him, leave me alone, leave me alone. This is where, when I think just before she died, that I said that he was threatening her. Look at what comes out. Death and the Maiden. I'm sorry, you guys. The Death and the Maiden talks about invasion, boundaries, and violated dominance. He killed her. If he couldn't have her, and if she was going to leave him, he was going to kill her. And the card that we got just before that was her saying, back off, leave me alone, like leave me alone. And I do think that he chased her, and I do think that he incapacitated her in some way. Could have been that dart, or choking her. I don't think that she was stabbed or shot or anywhere in that house, but I do believe that he immobilized her somehow, either by choking, strangling, shooting her with that dart. And because it tells me about the invasion, invaded her space, her personal space, boundaries were violated, and the dominance, and which came death. So the dominance also correlates with this here, where there was a powerful energy shift. So he did get a hold of her. Okay, the three fates, what comes around goes around. So she's telling me that this is her two daughters and Barry, and she's saying that Suzanne was going to take everything from him. She was trying to take everything from him, the daughters, the money, everything. So that's why she met the fate that she did. She was trying to be brave. She was trying to take a stand. Okay? She wanted so bad just to get out of this relationship. Okay? She tried to take a stand. And I think she was also telling Barry, like, count your blessings. Like, you're still walking away with quite a bit. And, you know, the blessings, too, is the daughters, of him turning the daughters pretty much against her. It's like, you still got so much more than me. You know, maybe I'm going to have more money, but you've got more or less the daughters on your side. And it's telling me here, like, he turned the girls against her. So it's, and this is the fate, okay? When he overpowered her, okay? When he caused her death and overpowered her, this was her fate. She was going to take from him, so he took everything from her, including the daughters, because he's got the daughters still on his side. And now he's got all the money also. So let's see what we get from the vampires. I'm still trying to get some information regarding this money. Possibly maybe what he did with her. Suzanne, can you please let us know what he did with your remains? Anything that you can tell us about that to maybe either help find where your remains are. Is it going to come out in the trial? Possibly where you could be. Have they maybe found parts of you and are not saying anything? Ooh. We got here. So we got enlightenment, we got resurrection, we got eternal youth, and we got her last day in the light. So what this is telling me, I've got this eternal youth, and I'm feeling like she feels almost like she's been reborn again. I feel like she still hasn't accepted yet. Like, she's accepted her death, but she's still not at peace yet. But she feels she's got that vitality and energy now to get through this, where she is now on the other side. Okay? There's going to be some enlightenment coming. There's, like I've said all along, you guys, I've asked her. Excuse me, let me just take a drink of water here, you guys. I asked her, tell us if they have found some of your remains. Are they going to find your remains so you can be put to rest? Okay? An enlightenment is coming. Okay? I'm getting somewhere where things are stored. I'm almost seeing like a warehouse of some kind. Okay, with that, we got the resurrection. Now, what the resurrection is telling me, and you see all these black cats? Barry's luck is running out. I'm seeing some kind of storage facility, a warehouse, somewhere that's not often gone to. There could be a windmill nearby it. See this windmill? Because the resurrection talks about a comeback and recovery. I believe that where they are going to find what they need to find for the nail in the coffin, it's going to be in some kind of warehouse or building, storage, something that's not gone to very often. It's near a windmill. So is there any windmills around there somewhere? I'm getting, it is very much secluded. You see behind, it's out almost like desert-like. So I don't believe that this area where they're going to find, I'm still seeing she's in something. Her remains are in something. I believe that her remains have been moved 3 times. Got the 1, 2, 3, 3 times. She's been moved 3 times. We've also got the eternal youth that talks about new energies. So I do believe with this here that she is going to be found. Okay, we've also got her last day in the light. I'm getting that this is out in the distance. Okay, remember I said about this tree, there's water near it too. It's an open space, but there's some kind of building or silo or storage of some kind. There's a windmill and a big tree, and there's water near it too, but it's flat. It's not up in the mountains. It's not. There's going to be sudden shifts, and there's going to be surprise changes coming. I'm sorry about the cough, you guys. But I do feel it's out in the distance. It's away from, like, outside city limits. There's going to be, this could even be like, remember I said some kind of storage place. This could be a silo or something. There's going to be a windmill near it, and there's going to be a very large tree. So I'm going to go to maps after this read. I'm going to my maps, and I'm going to see if I can find this area. So take note of that. It's just outside of, I'm seeing like either a town or a small village or city. It's just on the outskirts, and there's some kind of storage thing. And I believe at one time she was here, here, here. The 3 could also mean that she was in 3 separate places, or she was scattered in 3 separate places. But I do believe that the 3 places are no longer 3. I believe everything now is here. And I do see water. So is it under the creek bed like I have been getting for the longest time? Did he remove her from there and now she's here before he sold the house? I don't know, but now I'm getting this, but I'm still seeing that water. I'm still seeing that water. I'm seeing it's just on the outskirts. There's going to be this large tree. We got the large tree up here. The large tree still there. We've got a windmill. We've got this windmill, the flat ground. It's not up in the mountains. There are trees behind, but there's this area where there's this, it could be a silo of some kind or an old, I don't know what this building is, but I'm going to go and look and find it. But you're going to see this one dominant large tree, and there could be a windmill near it, okay? And here's this large thing again. So it could be made out of concrete, cement. I'm going to go into the Alice in Wonderland now, and I'm going to ask Suzanne for just a couple more cards as to how she feels about how things are going now. Does she see Barry? I did get up here that Barry is going to be found guilty. You know, how she feels about how things are going. And I see that there's going to be there's still a lot more shocking things that are going to be coming out. The prosecution has a lot more than what we think. Okay. Do they have any parts of you, Suzanne? Or an aha moment? Is an aha moment coming where they're going to say, without this, she wouldn't have survived? Is there going to be something like that that's coming, Suzanne? So I've got growing up. This talks about I can't speak. Perpetual youth, okay? And that being taken away. I feel like she has faith that the daughters are going to see what happened. And she's kind of sad that the youth and all the things that they should have been enjoying at this time, that they're losing. She's telling me that. She's very sad regarding this, that Barry has got these girls convinced that he didn't do it. And he does. He has them convinced he didn't do it. She's actually telling me that the day's coming that the girls are going to be able to create their own life, because I do believe that they are going to find out that their dad did do this. I think there's going to be a lot of information that's going to be coming out where they're not going to have any other choice but to believe it. Keeping your temper, okay? I think this is for us. She wants us to keep our tempers, because she's saying that things are going to happen. Things are going to happen. I see the girls being able to create their own life, so I see them breaking free of this belief that their dad is innocent. She's telling us to stay calm. Becoming braver, okay? So this talks about growing stronger and seeing there's going to be some new perspectives coming out. Okay, so as much as the defense is trying to disparage Suzanne's name and try to use the affair that she was having against her, there's going to be fresh perspectives that come out. So there's still a lot more shocking things to come out, she's saying. All's golden in the afternoon. People's conceptions are going to start changing. So she says, take everything into account, because everything, all the little things, remember what I said about all the little cookie crumbs is going to make one big cookie? She's saying that's coming. There's a new perspective coming, and there's new things still coming out, okay? There's going to be some surprising changes coming that maybe Barry isn't aware of, that things are going to start tying in. Lead the way. Things are going to come out, and what he did and the things that he did, she's saying, are leading them back to him. The defense is trying to not speak about certain things and go over certain things a lot. They tend to say something and then move on from it to never bring it up again. It's to throw something out there and do that. It's like they're trying to sway the judge away from all the evidence, even though it's circumstantial, what's there, by throwing out these little tidbits of things and then not coming back and revisiting them. And we've seen that a lot so far in the preliminary hearing. The defense will come out with blah, and then they won't ever mention it again. They don't elaborate on it. They don't mention it again. And then they go back to Suzanne's affair. everything, she says, is going to be leading back to Barry. Everything is going to make sense. Okay? Then we got the message for the rabbit, which is what he did to animals and how he treated animals and everything is going to come back and bite him in the ass. So again, I think we've seen up here where she was scared, where the animals were surrounding her. She told me that he gutted her like an animal. That's going to come back to haunt him. So it's gonna evolve somehow in this. Ooh, that could be some of the surprise changes. Use your time well. Okay. Making every moment count. So the prosecution, she says, knows what the defense is trying to do and trying to run out the clock. But she's saying that they're not using their time well. And she's laughing about it. She's laughing about it. She thinks it's funny how they're trying to blame her. I don't think it's funny, but she's almost thinking this is funny, that how they're trying to, it's because of what Barry did to her that forced her into this affair, or that not forced her, but made her turn to somebody else. And she says it's coming back to bite him. It's coming back to bite him. And so is the hunting and the gutting of animals. She says it's coming back to bite him. Don't worry, she says, it's coming. Strange encounters. Okay? This talks about believe. So she's telling me that he thinks he's got this in the bag, but we've got to keep the faith. She says that things are going to come out, and something about strange encounters. So is there going to be somebody that, seen something and is going to come forward that hasn't yet? Or is there something still in the works that somebody's going to come forward? I want to be a queen. Okay, so this talks about stating her sovereignty, declaring freedom, okay, and testing people. And he didn't pass. He didn't pass the test. So I think the defense, she's also saying, is testing to see what kind of reactions they're going to get regarding this affair. And she says it's not working. It's not going to work. It's not going to work, she says. There's so much more coming. There's some more surprise changes coming. But she said, where is that? It's all going to lead back. It's all going to lead back to Barry. Everything that they're going to try and do is going to lead back to Barry. And she's saying, you see how I tried to protect myself by the journals, by telling people, by the spy pen. Everything is going to come full circle. And I think we got that up here too. Things come full circle. What comes around goes around. We got that up here too. He's going to get his. Okay, any final statements? We'll take one or two cards. Final statement, Suzanne. Never jam today and manage to be glad. These are her final statements. So the never jam today talks about promises that never came to be and empty words. Okay? So that's going to come full circle. Manage to be glad. Okay? Talks about creating your own happiness regardless of the conditions. So she's saying that she's happy with the way this is being presented at the preliminary. And she's also saying that regardless of the conditions that are happening right now with this preliminary hearing, she's going to be happy in the end. She sees happiness coming. And I believe that's for her and her family, because what goes around is going to come around, and all his lies are going to catch up to him, and everything is going to fit. Okay? And it's going to show about the promises that never came to be and the empty words and everything that the defense is trying to put out there. She's happy in the end. So I do believe that he is going to be found guilty. She's also told us that there's a lot more surprises coming. Okay? And I think she's letting us know that in the end, she's going to win. She's going to win. She says that they're not using the time well. They're going down the rabbit hole regarding, you know, this affair and everything. And by doing that, it's going to be, somebody just doesn't stop loving you or want out of a relationship for no reason. Okay? So I think a lot of that is going to come out. And the motive for murder is going to come out. That $500,000 is a motive for murder. Suzanne wanting to leave him is a motive for murder. Okay? And Suzanne, him having to split everything with Suzanne and being humiliated as the first woman to ever leave him. I think those are all motives for murder. The affair, if he did know about it, there was something there that he told somebody that if he ever found out who this guy apparently was that she had sex with in a basement, I don't believe that's true. I think Suzanne is a lot more classier than that. A lavish motel suite, yeah. In a basement, no. Suzanne was much more classier than that. I don't believe that it even got to sexual. I think that Jeff was just somebody that she felt safe with, protected with, and somebody that understood her and showed concern and had that caring, loving spirit that she needed. And I think it's all going to come together, and she's saying it's all going to come together. The motives. Who else had a motive to murder Suzanne? Certainly not Jeff. She was telling Jeff how much in love she was with him and kept it on the down low because she didn't want to cause problems for him and his marriage. Kept it on a down low from all her friends and everything as to not cause problems. So, Jeff didn't have a motive for murder. I only see one person with a motive for murder here, and that is Barry. And I think it's all, she's telling me she's going to win. It's all going to come out. So that's what I've got, you guys. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. Like I said, on the 23rd and 24th of August, I will be going live covering both days of the preliminary hearing. What's coming out of the courtroom will be brought to you live in real time. That's 2 more days that I will get up early and spend my whole day online so I can bring this to you. So please, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit that subscribe button. Show a little bit of love. It doesn't cost a thing. I am not monetized, so I make nothing from these videos. So showing your appreciation by subscribing and hitting that like button, hit the notification bell too, shows me that you guys want more of this. You guys want more coverage of it. So please do that for me and show your appreciation. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching. I will be going live on the 23rd and 24th, so please watch. I will set them each up, the links to that, a day before. So watch for those. And if anything else comes out, you know I have no problem jumping on, going live, and bringing you anything out that comes out in the news, in the court documents, or anything like that. I do that too. So please subscribe and hit that notification bell. And please give this a like so you are made aware when those things are posted and come out. Also, I want to let you guys know there's a big buzz about this August 17th hearing for Lori Vallow. That is not happening. That date was set as well for a pretrial, preliminary type thing as to she could enter a plea if there was a deal or anything made before trial, because her trial was supposed to start at the end of August. That was just like a thing that they get together in case there are deals that were made or whatever. That is not happening. She is still away for a competency evaluation and to restore her to competency. She is still very much at that facility, that hospital. So that date on the 17th and her dates for the end of the month where her trial was supposed to start. And these are only on the charges, her first initial charges before Chad even got arrested with not producing the kids and that when they brought her back from Hawaii. All those dates have been vacated. Okay, so I don't know who has what out there, but I've been getting a lot of emails and stuff saying, Willow, are you covering this? Are you covering this? Are you covering this? No, because it's not happening. So please be made aware that is not happening on the 17th. And her trial that was scheduled to start the end of August has all been vacated right now. And the next time when she does come back, if she is found competent, they will be going for an advisement hearing and to bring in the charges of the first-degree murder against that she's facing, that Chad is already facing with Tylee, JJ, and Tammy. She's also still facing charges elsewhere for the murder of Charles, her ex-husband Charles. So there's still going to be a lot before that is even dealt with. I don't know if they are going to, you know, put those charges on hold too, like they did the other charges where when they found the bodies. I don't know if they're going to dismiss these charges for Lori or they're going to hold on to these for now. But though the court date of August 17th is not happening. So no, I will not be covering it because it's not happening. It's all been stayed and vacated, those dates. Excuse me, you guys. So again, please like, please subscribe. It's right down here. And I will see you guys again soon as I have more information. Till next time, please take care of yourselves and please stay safe. Bye-bye for now.